Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. Yo, it's Harlem on the rise, yo, we love to get the money. It's a podcast, you can catch us being funny. Yeah, from 7 to 9, we living live. So stop everything, necessary is vibe. Catch us on a Wednesday, steady on a hump day. Listen in your car, got the beamer on the Hyundai. Facebook Live, we live on the rec. You can call a kicker with us if you show respect. Yo, a lot of topics, we always got a poppin'. You know we neighborhood, we always making dollars. Yeah, that's the sneaker that we do for the people. Tiger than the ego, we ordinary people. We be kicking in, cause you know we living in. Come and catch a vibe, it's a vibe, come and witness it. We down for each other, no matter the weather. It's the beat 139, cause Harlem stick together. What's up?
What up?
What up, what up, what up? Yeah. Welcome to the Big 139, I'm Doc.
Don Vito was good. We got JoJo Capone in the building. You know what I'm saying? He pull up on a Thursday, you know, to come through and do a special interview with the Big 139. We appreciate you coming through, Brody. JoJo Capone in the building. What up, Joe? What's goody?
New York City, all tri-states. I'm here.
Okay, you back, huh?
Yeah, man, like I never left.
Yeah, it is.
Down in my neighborhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The hill,
The hill. Where it's real.
huh? Where it's real.
Yeah, we did a live with you like a month ago.
Yeah, I see y'all doing millions of views over there. Y'all channel popping.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, y'all doing millions of views over there.
Yeah, we grinding hard.
Yeah, we got into it the first time, you know, when we did the live, we got into a lot of knowledge, a lot of people respect the game, but we gave it to the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now this time we want to get into more of your story, your career, where you came from, people who don't know you, you know.
All right, well, you know, for me, born in Chicago, Cook County, baby, raised in New York, LA, and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, in the slums, man, not no silver spoon kid. You know, like I tell people, I'm handsome for a reason. I wasn't getting beat up, punched around. I bullied the bully. That's no cap. You know, I don't know if mama loved me or what. She keep moving in all the projects, man. Everywhere we go, I'm like, what's wrong with this lady? I'm the last, look, do you love us or what? What's happening? You know, but, yeah, man, but I love my people, man. You know, we gotta grow. I ain't with the genocide. Once I learned what genocide truly meant, you know, in Chicago, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's mosque is in my neighborhood. So it was, I can walk out the house and look at the mosque and just be intrigued. Because like for here in Harlem, you know, the brothers would be up and down the block, so we'd see the brothers. But in Chicago, it was really like, if you wasn't Muslim, you felt a disconnect, you know what I'm saying? So, and I remember being young and explaining that to the minister, you know what I'm saying, Farrakhan. So what he wound up doing was anything I needed from the nation, I had access to. So it was times that I'm like, probably 12, 13 years old, getting 10 to 12 school buses from my projects to the mosque. But it was a 2-for-1 for me because the brothers, they used to throw this party on the west side of Chicago at Lady of Our Sorrows. It was a church, but you know, if you came to the mosque and heard the word every Sunday, then you know that following weekend, which was Friday or Saturday, you get in the club for free with your ticket.
Right.
So you know, so I started basically being responsible for that. You know, I started being responsible for that, and it was like a ride home for me too. So I'm getting the buses from the west side taking us to the mosque, which is the east side, south side, but it's the east side. So after the, you know, after his speaking engagement is over, everybody just busing going back to the projects in the village on the west side, and I just walk up the block to the house. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my routine, you know. So I go to school on the east side at James Madison, and then on the weekend I had to go to the village, you know, to the project. So it was cool because it's a party. The weekends seemed quick. So every Sunday I basically had a makeshift ride back home. Plus I was getting the knowledge at the same time.
So me growing up, my recollection of Chicago was good times.
Yeah.
Cabrini Green. You was what part of Chicago that was?
That's the north side. Cabrini is the north side of Chicago. And as far as the projects is concerned, that's where it started, you know what I'm saying, the north side and come back south. So once you go from Cabrini, if you swing west, you got the Hornets, the Rockwells, the Village, of course, and then you come back south on State Street, we had 55 blocks of projects. So that's why we was always the biggest project community in the country, but people thought it was Queensbridge, but it was Queensbridge for their facility, for their area. But we had more project communities anywhere in the United States. Yeah.
Never knew that.
So then, you know, so you go up and down State Street. So if you go from the Hillets to the Ickies, from the Ickies to the Dearborns to the Robert Taylors to, I know I'm missing something. Robert Taylors. Stateway Gardens. So Robert Taylor's was last. So Stateway Gardens, then Robert Taylor's. And that was it. So that's 55 blocks. So starting at 22nd Street to 55th Street.
55 blocks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and then from there, going south from 22nd to 55th, but you can go from 22nd and you can cut over and you got the PCs, the Prairie Courts, and then that's on Martin Luther King Drive. So if you go up to 39th Street, then you got my projects to Ida B. Wells. So now you got, you go over from Ida B. Wells, and you got, that's the Wells. All that's the Wells right there. And then when you go further south, the next projects you're gonna get to is Alt Gale Gardens, and that's on like 130.
So all this is like the north side.
That's the south side. Everything I just named, all that's the south
We
side.
started with the north side.
But we started with the green on the north side.
Yeah, because I only hear about the south side.
Oh, the Leclerc Courts too.
Oh, yeah,
Leclerc Courts
about-
was on the west
It's
side.
like south side, like the little young Chicago rappers now.
Yeah.
All of
But see, them like, let me see, them really wasn't housing communities. That was like, I'm trying to think, like when you graduated from the projects, then you would move to what y'all would know as they call it, like old block now, but Chief keep them from. That was like once you made it from the projects, and then you moved to Parkway. That was like a
Little suburban type of,
no, that ain't suburbs, but it's like,
little step up.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or just like any projects, how we got Foster or Liddy, like any buildings,
Yeah.
but the buildings across the street from there. You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
right.
it's still the community, you know what I'm saying? You still in that facility,
But you're not in the project.
it wasn't Chicago house.
Because I hear like a lot of people, when they found out you was coming, they want to know this. You know, because I guess a lot of people follow these guys on the internet, like the structure of it, like as far as like, I guess, what somebody asked me? They said something about 64th and Iraq, 64th and 63rd. They said somebody, I can't remember, but I already follow it like that, like the younger
But
guys.
it'll be
But they said
63rd.
63rd is like the GDs, if I remember, and
The
the
GDs,
64th and
the
65th is the BDs.
Yeah.
So is it a block away or?
Yeah. It'd be blocks away. You know what I'm saying? It'd be blocks away. Now, like what Chief Keegan called O Block, which is Parkway Gardens, what you had 6217 Calumet, which was the Calumet building, that was been all on the news and everywhere. And the 220 building, 6220. So those was just two projects, just one building though, each. But they grossed like billions of dollars through the drug trade, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they hit like, oh man, that was crazy. The helicopters, guardian angels jumping off the tracks. It looked like ninjas was hitting when they hit, you know. So now the violence and the stuff that's erupting in the street are our kids. Them our children generation that's out there now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the kids 28 on down or 30 on down is our children.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's who's doing all the crimes out there, right?
Yeah.
Didn't something just happen out there, like Lakers, like somebody, like 15 people got killed or something out there recently or something like that?
Man,
Some dude or something like
a lot of stuff don't even get reported, bro.
that? Yeah, okay, I got you.
Like,
But over here, they reported
So
something.
do they grab you to try to like stop the violence? Because it's out of control
I
out
mean,
there.
this how it is for me. You know what I'm saying? Which I basically became like a interrupter or, you know, get in there and like, how could I prevent, so I'm a preventer. You know what I'm saying? If I'm called upon, then we gonna squash it. But what I was explaining to people, because if somebody killed my brother, sister, or child, there's nothing nobody can tell me. You know, and I know that's how I am. So I give that next person the same benefit of the doubt. So I feel like if it's a wrestling match, a boxing, or just a war of words, and we can leave it at that, then that's the part I like to play into that.
Okay.
But you're not gonna shoot this person, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you shoot this person and he survived, then I can say, hey man, it wasn't your time to go. And if you can, cause that shot from this brother to you could have took your life, and it didn't for a reason. So to retaliate always ain't a good thing, because of course now he shot you but you live. You shooting him to kill him though. So now it's already known that he shot you. You kill him, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's a double loss again, cause now he dead and you in jail the rest of your life.
So how do you feel about them? Like I know, like you said, once it get like that, but them talking about like making fun of dead homies.
Yeah, I mean,
Like on records.
Yeah,
Like, cause
yeah.
I think I think an OG from Chicago, like, you know, that's what they want to stop first. Like that, they feel that's like crossing the
yeah,
line.
respect.
Like, out there in Chicago,
Disrespecting the dead. I mean,
they talk crazy.
it's see, you gotta realize, once everybody started, we savages, they took that and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we savages, Chiraq, they ran with that. You know, when you go on the news and we had more murders this year or this month than the whole Iraq, so we called this Chiraq, people ran with it. So now for me, I flipped that to Chiraqs. You know what I'm saying? RACKS with a dollar sign. You know what I'm saying? Shy get some money, you know what I'm saying? And take the Q off. Because of course I'm coining the Chiraq Don. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to be the Chiraq Don. I want to be the Chiraq's Don. So it's going to start with that. You see what I'm saying? So salute to FBG Duck. He just put out a positive record.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
So about both sides, like legends.
Yeah, he
legends
called
of
it
Chicago.
legends. Yeah, he spoke on his generation of other rappers that's, you know, in different organizations. See, the difference with us, we the gang organized crime state. It originated with us. You know, so we didn't allow nobody to commercialize our organized crime rings or gangs. We didn't allow that, which is how the Crips and Bloods is today. They was able to be, you know, like it's a fad. You know what I'm saying? We didn't allow that. So that was the difference from what's going on. So now everywhere you turn on a Pepsi commercial, you see somebody Crip walking, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like people done died. So LA will always get a lot of phone calls from the original members in Chicago, like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, for that, it's just, I don't know, man. The game banging been over with, man. Like,
The younger generation done switched it out.
yeah, they just took it and ran with it, and a lot of guys that saying they Bloods, but they sets is Crip sets in LA, and it's like, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, even for my children or my son, you know, if I move him from Chicago to Minnesota and he go up there and start his whole crew, but I taught him, be a leader, don't never be a follower. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he lost his life, you know what I'm saying, at 15 years old, got shot 9 times. Because you basically taking your same mentality from Chicago and taking it to this other city, but in reality, everybody in that other city is rejects from Chicago. So you really ain't went nowhere. In your mind at the time, you thinking you doing something like, well, let me get him out this environment and send him up here. But it's you really sent him to other people just like him and from where he from.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, man.
So how do you feel about that role? Cause like I see all the time online, like you the go-to guy for us, you know, like preventing stuff. Like you said, you had this image at first, but now it's like you the guy that really trying to.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, nobody want to talk to nobody that didn't live that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, even to this day, you can't speak on Chicago and my name don't come up. And I ain't no rapper, you know what I'm saying? I had a entertainment company, well, I have an entertainment company, you know, and had a group of artists or whatever. And of course, like, once those artists decided to let's try to go solo or do this and that, I didn't let my company fold, so I got in the booth myself. you know what I'm saying? But it really was like a force move. I knew what to do. I've been putting my money behind it for 20-some years, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not like I don't know what to do. And when I put the projects out, they were selling. So right now, it's still like, why won't I keep on putting the projects out? But I see how the industry is monopolizing the game. They want 16-year-olds to 21, and that's it. So it's kind of like, why would I fight that, knowing that the full support that I might need, I'm not going to get it because I'm not 16 and I'm not 21. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, so fall back, get the 16-year-olds and the 21-year-olds and teach them how not to get robbed by this industry. You know what I'm saying? Which they just sign their life away. That's why they going so young.
All right, so now I want to step back into, for the people who don't know, because like I've been promoting this crazy, some people, you know, haven't heard me, like people around our age, you know, probably into the music thing like that. Can you get into how you initially started, like in the scene? How you, where it started from you in the scene in the media? How you get out there?
The people put me out there, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't me jumping in front. I'm not a camera whore, you know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all before, like the only interviews I really ever done, if it wasn't the news, you know what I'm saying, the news, if for my name involved, it was Doggy Diamonds and M. Rex, salute to them two. That was it, you know, besides like K. Slay, if I come up and, you know, but I'm bringing artists for that.
Right.
But just as far as like crime intervention stuff, it's from the people. You gotta realize, I gotta get called. I'm not on the scene of what's going on, you see what I'm saying? But if somebody chain get took or they watch or whatever, something happened to them, or even if it's just a beef and somebody feel like it's gonna escalate further than what's going on, who could we call? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they threw me in the Jesse Jackson Farrakhan role, you know what I'm saying?
So that was your introduction into the world right there. And who was it? A lot of people.
Who situation?
No, how it was like, what got you out there for JoJo Capone, like in the industry? Like who you was working with? What's your initial stamp? Like you hear your ride, like this is who you are, like when people first start hearing you.
I've always been somebody, bro.
No,
From the
we
streets,
all.
so I don't know.
No, I asked you
Right,
from
I'm
the
trying-
streets.
You saying in the music?
I said in the media, like how I didn't know you until, you know what I'm saying, I see you online and stuff like that. Like I'm
Okay.
saying, how do people, you're not a rapper.
Right.
Where it came from, where people start knowing you? Not in the streets, we ain't going there. I'm saying,
Well, that's where it started for me, though.
no, but I'm saying, what did it? Like, okay, saying like, if you mystical, like you like, oh, I started working with
With
mystical.
Master P. Oh, I see.
That's
what
what
you're
I'm saying. You get
Oh,
what I'm saying?
so for me, no, okay, so
Not
this,
that you,
no, so let me say this then. My little cousin, rest in peace, Cold Black. He came to me. He was winning awards and all that, like local stuff. And he was like, "Cousin, invest in me." You know, I didn't know what he was talking about. He was like, "Back me." You know what I'm saying? And you know, he had an MJG and 8-ball type vibe to him when he rapped. That's who he reminded me of. So he like invested in me. So during this time, Puff, Jack the Rappers, Freak Mix and all that. So I'm freaking on it and going to all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my aunt, rest in peace, Aunt Minnie, which is his mother, was Puff Godmother and Mace coming, you know, so they was around. Then, like I say, my cousin Bugs, he on Nelly's first album and it went diamond. So it just been around us, you know what I'm saying? I was around it. Then me and Smack, you know, the Smack DVD magazine, you know, I was a partner in that, you know what I'm saying? So it was really my job and my duty to get signed artists onto Smack, you know what I'm saying? And he was handling more so of the battle rappers, you know what I'm saying? And so that's when the DVD scene hit. So I think people would know me from that, and then I had my movement, the Global Gangsters, which everybody was up under the umbrella, you know what I'm saying? From Jeezy to Rick Ross's, 2 Chainz, Future, all them guys, you know what I'm saying, was like little brothers to me. Jim Jones and Cam and them, you know what I'm saying? So I had Game, you know what I'm saying? So from that point with Game, once Game came off his first project, Dipset me and Cam, it basically was like, Joe, you be, you know, like the co-CEO of Dipset, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. So me, him, and Jim was chopping it up about that. But some way, somehow, me and Jim was running more, you know what I'm saying? So Jim's first album, I was with him every step of the way, you know what I'm saying? And then for some odd reason, it just seemed like he started sabotaging the situations, like for stuff for us to get money. So True Life, my little cousin True Life, man, you know, I don't like that he's bringing this LA vibe to New York. We from New York. Not that he got nothing against LA. He just like.
Nah, but I agree.
You-
I agree.
yeah,
That's one thing I always stand by.
You know, and all this documented, like all this stuff is documented.
Nah.
So I don't like. It's not like I'm gonna relive those situations and all that. But that had just went left. You know what I'm saying? And
But I agree on that. Like that shit came in. I wasn't feeling that at all.
Yeah,
because
but-
New York always had our own identity.
But a lot of people wasn't vocal about it, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it just spread like wildfire from that point. But like my cousin Buzz, let me tell you, I told him, listen, man, get you a green bandana, start your own thing, because you know they had him in a position to be some leader. I know what's coming with that, so I'm not blind, so I'm not gonna lead him to the blind. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, Buzz, get you a green bandana and go from there. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, cause he had his following. We were up here, the Teamsters, the 49ers, you know what I'm saying? They was eating everything up. We would stand up and post up by the train station. Anybody that thought they wanted to rap, Buzz was eating them. You feel me? And it's just like, from this point, he didn't have to do that, cause Nelly album over 10 million sold, and you know what I'm saying? He had a bunch of different deals, and Pharrell, and just everybody was co-signing him and wanting him to do his thing, but he just always been his own man. You know what I'm saying? So even right now today, it's like, he probably don't even want to think about music, but I'm standing on him like, you still got it. You know, if Dolph and Yo Gotti and Future and them can still put out music, you can too. He just gotta say that's what he wanna do, but he got a young brother came up from Philly that got the sound. He got it, you know what I'm saying? So he just sent them to me. I just listened to him, you know. And actually right now I was just doing Cash Money Midwest. To Birdman, we did the interview, and he was like, whoever I wanna bring to the table, you know, he my family, that's my blood relative, you know what I'm saying? So it's nothing for me to do something in the music. But the politics of it, somebody gonna get hurt. I ain't got time to tell me you gonna do something and then don't do it. That's what kept me, as they would say, blackballed from the industry.
All right, so you said True Life didn't like the LA mentality.
Yeah.
So that's what
that Jim was portraying. You know what I'm saying? But he told Jim this himself. This wasn't no capping. You know what I'm saying? And Jim laughed it off because he just like, man, y'all so crazy. I don't really know how to deal with y'all for real. That's why I always said certain dudes don't really know how to mingle with gangsters for real. There's some that talk it, but it's the ones that get it in. You know what I'm saying? That's blink of a vibe. We going, we on go. So it was like I cuffed Jim like a little brother. And even when the situation went down, I still didn't wish nobody harm. You know what I'm saying? Because I just understood he didn't know how to mingle with gangsters for real. So me trying to take him away from even wanting to be a part of that seemed like it made him want to do it more. And then it blew up in his face. He seen that he wasn't getting accepted from the West Coast. They wasn't vibing with him. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't rocking. So I'm like, look, dude, dudes that's in the street gang banging and losing our lives and got stripes on our back, we trying to do what y'all doing.
exactly.
Yeah, trying to get
You
out
see
of
what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
it's like they don't understand that. Like you know, we ain't trying to throw rocks at the penitentiary.
Yeah.
Y'all getting millions of dollars to just talk your story or somebody else's story.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you want a gang bang? Like what? That don't make sense.
I never understood that.
You know, that
I
don't-
never understood that.
So that just was my thing. So of course we washed my hands from that situation, and it was just like, whatever, man, you know. But me and Cam, we still cordial. We'll talk, or, you know, whatever. It was always love with Jewels, you know what I'm saying. So that's it. You know, I just
You
seen
got
that.
sick of the game.
Yeah, somebody gonna get hurt, bro,
Yeah.
with me. Like I don't know how. Ain't no cutoff switch. You know, when it's go, it's go. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like I can be your big homie, your big brother, your uncle and all that, but don't play with me, man. Don't play like, I'm not the dumb muscle nigga. And I think that's what a lot of people was thinking. Like, they knew I was about the gun game. So they knew it just, anything going on, anybody messing with me, call JoJo. And I was on it, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew that this a good brother, he not about that. You know what I'm saying? So if this the smoke you want, I'm the one that was bringing them the smoke. And to them dudes like, no, we don't want it with you, we want it with him. I say, but he with me now.
Right.
So it was a lot of that going on. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I can't, this industry.
Yeah, I see you and Rick Ross cool, but wasn't like a situation with that too?
I mean, yeah, and that was another. Ross was a dude that you send him a song, he sent it back the same day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I always gonna salute him for their good, but then when you do that faulty industry, I can't do that. So long story short, they call me, they like, man, we're gonna put out this record, and we saying Larry name in it. What you think? I said, okay, well if you gonna prosper off
Larry
something-
Hoover for people,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
audience.
Free Larry Hoover and all the political prisoners, the guys that's, and females that's in there that shouldn't be in there. So, you know what I'm saying, Larry been in there 46 years, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. But like right now, Ross, so he do the song, they call like, what you think? I say, well listen, if you use this man's name to make money, it only makes sense to put something to the side, donate some proceeds to the family or something.
Right.
You know, so it was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So then it spread like wildfire. When the song came out, members from around the world was on his back. Who gave you permission to do that? I knew that was gonna happen. So I told him that beforehand. So I said, so you know what? So you don't gotta deal with 50 states and beyond of members going at your head for that. I'm gonna take you to the wife and to the family. And that's what I done. You know what I'm saying? So then that's when you seen the picture of him and Larry Jr., one of the Larry Jr.'s, little Larry, you know what I'm saying, because there's two of them. So that's when you seen him post the picture. But when actually when he left Chicago, he had to come to New York and he had to do K Slay. Slay didn't talk to me or nothing, but he knew that if that boy just posted that picture with little Larry, ain't nowhere in the world he done that on his own. So before the interview, I remember it like it was yesterday, before the interview, and he was like, yeah, you was in South Chicago. Yeah, I patched that up. He said, so what's going on? Yeah, I patched that up. I just talked with Miss Wendy and, you know, his son, and we took him. See, I just posted a picture. Slay shot. Shout out JoJo Capone. Word to him. He knew, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't talk to him. I didn't shoot him no text or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if somebody called him or something and said, man, JoJo just took him. You know, and I just said, if you're going to do a song or donate some money or something, just go right here to the source and don't worry about nothing else, because it's gonna be for Miss Wendy or Lil Larry them to say online or wherever that, hey, he done right by us, fall back. Everybody gonna fall back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was just my thing with that. But I seen he did something. I was in his van. He ain't know this. So after I make the initial situation, we just gonna go in, speak your piece, show the love, take the pictures, and then we gone. You know what I'm saying? You see, I didn't get in a picture with them and all that. I stood to the side. You know what I'm saying? So we leave, we go get in the van, and he come running out. He got a towel over his head. He ain't paying attention. He like, yeah, like I tricked him. Like he tricked him. But when he said it and looked up, I'm looking him right in his face. Like, oh yeah? Now, you know, that could have went left right there. But I was like, cool, I fell back and it just showed me the type of person you is. You see what I'm saying? I didn't expect that to come from him, from something that's so serious. But some dudes think that they can get 2 or 3 or 4, 6'5" bodyguards, 400 pounds, and they safe. You can't do that in a gang and organized crime culture. Them dudes won't even want to protect you no more. Your money you paying them, they ain't even gonna want that. And that's what was happening. So as you seen that, everything declined from that point. You gotta, man, put the good karma out there. Like, you using this man's name in vain, making money, why you won't send them nothing, man?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, something.
You know, so it was sad because a good friend of mine, the real Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? Come on. He got to sue you for money, for likeness, and you got this man, whole look. Like, what? Who raising these dudes, man? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I say these guys don't know how to compensate. That's the issue our community have. Compensation is a big thing. You know, they don't know how to compensate. And that's a big issue. Like, people would do something for them out of the love, and they take that for granted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. Like, you know, like, not to cut you off, but like, when you say compensate, it's like, if somebody is the reason why you made some money, no matter what it is, I'm not giving their props or extend your hand or, I mean, but you find a lot of that in the black communities, man.
Right.
I'm saying we guilty of that more than anybody. When we complain about other people coming at us, but we don't hold each other down like we supposed to, you know what I'm saying? And why somebody gotta really come at you to influence you to do the right thing like that? That's easy. You still good, but take care of them people that the reason why that you got what you got. You know? And then if that avoid a lot of problems.
And they have it.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, that's the part I'm talking about.
Right.
That's
If
crazy.
I'm running with you, and you rap, you're an artist, but it's my lifestyle that you incorporate in your music. You're not thinking that you should set something to the side for me? like
You think ain't nobody gonna hear about it?
Yeah, or you feel like I supposed to ask you for something.
Mm-hmm.
You using my life though.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just cut me in some kind of way.
Mhm.
And that was another issue I was having too. Like, I seen that they was gonna run that OG, big bro. I knew they was gonna run that in the ground. So I said, you know what, let me start a consulting company. Cause now, ain't no free security going on around here. You know what I'm saying? Because I was peeping it, you know what I'm saying? So now it's turning into you don't know how to compensate me, and now I gotta strip it. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta get it how I know how to get it. And now you looking like a deer in the headlights when I'm putting the drop down on you. But that's because I got kids too, man. You know what I'm saying? They gotta eat. They can't eat no plaque. They can't eat no shout out on the record.
Yeah.
My name probably in records more than anybody y'all know. You see what I'm saying? But my kids can't eat off that.
Yeah.
You know, my name in credits over probably 100 million records sold or more. My kids can't eat off that though.
Right.
Like like when I'm gonna bust the booklet down, like, look, you see, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't want the tickets in the backstage pass to the show.
Yeah.
I ain't not grateful, but for whatever I've done for you, it's worth more than a backstage pass
Exactly.
and a ticket. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna take that some kind of way.
Yeah, they can't sell them nigga cheap.
Yeah. So that's why I said, I wound up doing an interview. I remember YouTube, and I said, listen, I don't care if your grandmama get robbed, who gets shot, don't call me, cause I seen where it was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me. I don't care what happened. I'm sorry to hear that. And when I put that out there, I noticed my calls dropped dramatically. I wasn't getting no more calls, but it was worth it.
It's worth it.
Because it's 6 in the morning, 4 in the morning. You know the rappers, they hang out late.
They hang out there.
They coming out of the club, get stripped.
Yeah.
Yo, I remember seeing this dude. I think you know him. He knew who done it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But he calling me acting like he didn't know
He
who
trying to
done
get
it.
drunk.
Right. And I'm like, who? I'm like, oh, hold on. Where you at? Don't move. Nigga, they come back around the corner. Like, I'm saving y'all lives at gunpoint. I don't know nobody. The police ain't even saving us like that. You see what I'm saying? And you think I don't deserve nothing for this? Cool. So good luck. Or you better not wear no more jewelry or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't, don't call me.
So when you start the consulting company,
Yeah.
how that work?
Start the consulting company. They got all these questions. They want to know about the music industry. Who you know over here can get my jewelry back and all that. That's going to cost you. So send that fee, and we can go from there. You know, it's a finder's fee. That's why I look at it.
So how long that was running?
That's running now for...
Oh, still,
Yeah, it's been running
It's
ever
a
since.
lucrative business, right?
Yes. Hey, come on with it. I got to, hey, man, I can't get here by walking. I can't. But it's going to take me long. Yeah, I'm flying first class, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm first class, man. Private jets and all that. You know? Hey, come on, man. Yeah, you can't, you just can't let people take your kindness for weakness, bro. They'll run it up. They'll run it through the roof. Mama and them taught us that. Granny and them said that.
Yeah,
You
especially-
taking my kindness for weakness. You
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what you talking about, Granny?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't whoop you that time for what
Yeah.
you did. But as you see, you going to keep on just not washing your hands, going in the dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's
okay.
like saying putting your life on the line. It's worth way more than backstage.
That too,
tickets.
because now you got to realize the police is all involved now. So now it gets to, man, I'm on TMZ for 2 months straight, my name. They like, man, we need to, What Harvey say? We might need to call you for Iraq or Afghanistan. I said, hey, and look, if you dig that interview up, I said, hey, the right price, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm coming. Them put the fire out now. You know, I'm gonna send my team. We gonna come over here. Hey man, listen, man. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all, hey, listen, man. This is how we doing. Yeah, man. Harvey said that on TMZ.
Man, Harvey from my damn.
Yeah, Harvey's a motherfucker.
Yeah. They just fired my man though, huh?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
from
the black
Lower East
dude.
Side.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I forgot what happened.
Political.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but come on, it's you in a reality world.
Yeah.
This reality. He gonna speak it, he gotta speak it from my standpoint. And you know he getting them calls, he getting them texts, and he dealing with this. He got eyes like everybody else. Harvey, you a lawyer. You come from that background. He from the Lower East Side. You know what I'm saying? He was being supportive. Anybody from the Lower East Side had clothing lines, he'll be wearing their clothes and everything.
He was looking like
Yeah,
that. Well, that's
yeah.
cool, man.
Fully humble.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. So I see you got your little, you got a podcast going.
You know what? YouTube had wanted to do business with me for a podcast, like really before they even started. But my issue was, I you know, like I said, I'm a global gangster, so my luxury time, I'm traveling the world, bro. I'm from the projects, the gutter with nothing to something. So I feel like it's, you know, I couldn't say I'm a global gangster, but then I'm a local joker.
Yeah.
So I had to, you know, run it up. Like 7 continents, I'm covering 695 countries, I'm over 141. And I'm about to add like 2 or 3 more when I leave from here. You see what I'm saying? So, ducking bullets, shootouts with the police, your district's most hated and all that. Like my wounds is different. My gunshot ain't from no dude on the block talking about he tough and I can't pump right here. Mine from them boys in blue. And it was cheating. Y'all got on vests, everything. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so that was letting me see I'm fighting a different war than everybody else. My story way different from a whole lot of people. Because right now, the police will come in here and smack him and all us in here, and it's only 2 of them and won't nobody do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm the first one up soon as his arm cocked back. And I had to realize I'm a different breed. You know what I'm saying? I peeped that. Like, I'm a different breed, man.
I'm grabbing up
Yeah, you definitely grabbing up. All them grabbing. They getting down. They can come in busting, but you best believe one of them reaching for that arm quick. You ain't, and that's why people criticize Kanye about that statement he said about slavery. I don't know to what extent. What did he say about slavery? He said it was a choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to fully agree with him with that.
I agree with that too.
I'm going to fully agree. Not because he from
That I agree
Chicago
with.
and all that. But my man, y'all got one shotgun. Y'all got to cock it back, break it down, put another bullet in there, or even if it's a double barrel, you put 2. But it's 100 of us on this field.
Yeah.
So something mentally was wrong with these people. I mean, of course, y'all was wrong over here on foreign land. You know, we've seen the torture that they put down, but from the Harriet Tubmans to brother that just Frederick Douglass, it showed you that the Haitian brothers that held those revolts, it showed you that everybody wasn't no coward. So you can't act like those that started them revolts didn't exist. Tula, I just went to that too. That's a good. Y'all should check that out. Tula Revolution. He was a Haitian, African Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Tula, and he held a result in Curacao. I didn't even know how to pronounce it at first, but I know it's Curacao. I'm like, what is it? Caraco? You know, it look like Caraco. Some people probably call it Caraco, but it's the ABC Islands. You know, so the ABC Islands, and they speak 4 languages. You know, but they look just like us, but they speak in 4 languages. But you know, Tula Revolution, good movie. It was good. You know, so
Netflix or something?
I think I bought the DVD, but it might be on YouTube or something. Yeah, it might be on there. But that's what interests me, man. Everybody wasn't no turn other cheap type dude, man. You know, and they say Martin Luther King had a crew. You know what I'm saying? That he had some goons, but he played the fist. You know, he didn't showcase them guys that was in the cut, you know, for whatever reasons. But Malcolm let you know, man, we ain't going. You smack me, I'm smacking you back.
I could see you do a lot of reading after our interview online. A lot of people's like, you educated, it's like you do a lot of research. When did you start being into, you know,
The conscious, being conscious, coming from how we live. Bro, you walk out your house, and if I got my head to the right, I can die. So every day I went outside, it was either don't wear a hat or wear it straight to the back. You see what I'm saying? And it was like everything I've done it to death. Like, I'm like Flavor Flav with my hat when I was coming out. Who gonna pull it? You 11, 10 years old with a pocket rocket, 38 Dillinges. We know how to make zip guns. You know how to make a zip gun before we can take training wheels off a bike. It's crazy like that. I don't even know. In the projects, you was catching every door to your room. Every door was off the hinges because that's what we was using to make the zip guns. So everybody in school had zip guns. It was, man, the way of life is just it's different, man. It was really different. But you know, I never was one of them pushover dudes. I was always the dude that looked for the bully. I don't know where that comes from or what it was, but when I moved in them neighborhoods and you hear the whispers, who the bully, I went right out. What's up? You know, because a lot of them not used to that. That's why your granddaddy and them will tell you the biggest one, hit him first. The rest of them gonna run. And it was a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, it was real.
You know, I still got wounds on me now from them bullies. I wasn't going, man. I'm trying to tell you. Even right now today, I beat all over the world. You go in, they got go back to Africa and all this road on the elevators, and you know, they bogart. Like if you get on an elevator and you black, I don't care if you in Asia, certain parts, I ain't gonna say everybody in certain parts. Man, they like to block you out. You know I'm D-boying. Man, watch it, I'm putting the big elbow down. My girl be scared, like, why are you doing this? And I told her, I said, that's the difference from me and your ex. He was a punk. That's the difference from me and your ex. You get what I'm saying? I ain't, you know, and then, like, man, I'm telling you, like, they pulled a stunner on me in Canada, right? I'm banned out of Canada. So I had to write on some sheet, I'm banned out of Canada, but we was in Italy, so I'm flying back from Italy, and I guess it was some bad weather or something in Chicago, so the flight had to land in Canada. So I'm putting my stuff through the thing, but I'm seeing the guy say, you know, go up this. I'm seeing a guy that's trying to come back to the States, the guy giving him the directions on what to do. So I'm just aware of what's going on, because I'm like, emergency landing and all this, I'm tripping. So I'm like, all right, whatever, Canada. I'm like, that's a 4-hour drive from Chicago, from, you know, depending on where we at in Canada.
Yeah.
So man, I'm coming through there, and the guy like, open your phone and all this, and they got some kind of different little language they speak over there too. I didn't know that. So they speaking some little language or something. I'm like, open my phone. I'm not opening my phone for what? Like, you know. Then the siren would go off. You ain't supposed to be here and all that. And listen, man, you see this ticket say Italy, Chicago, here, man. I wasn't coming here. You know what I'm saying? Now you gonna tell us to cut our phones off?
That's a call for you, brother.
Come on, nigga.
Call, you here with JoJo Capone?
Oh, that's that phone.
There it is.
Call.
Okay, they might call back.
So you know what I'm saying? So I get to Canada, and the man tried to tell me, give me your phone and all that. Gave him that elbow. Watch out. They sending the thing, I run up the steps. It was like the old OJ commercial. I'm running through the airport, I jump over the counter. Cause now I'm on the US side. Y'all trying to take me against my will. I'm not over here for that. Of course I missed my flight, but they ain't locked me up over there. I'm not, my ticket say Italy, O'Hare. I ain't asked to stop here, so they had to came with this paper. I posted this on my page. I posted it. I had to sign that booklet and all that. Say I'll never come back over there again. So
That went hard for that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So say I wouldn't come back over there again, and I missed the flight, so they sent us to Virginia, and then I spent the night in Virginia, and then catch the flight back to Chicago the next day. So it was an inconvenience, but I'm not about to let you just do what you want to do to me. I don't understand how people go.
Especially you ain't doing that.
Yeah, like, come on, man. I ain't asked to be over there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Canada's nice though.
Yeah.
Toronto is popping. That's what he said, not
I
tomorrow.
don't know where that was at. The plane just landed in Canada because it was,
Delayed over there for
yeah,
a
it
while.
was, yeah,
Yeah.
there was something going on, the weather condition. So,
Somebody want your phone number.
man, I don't know, I don't, bro, like, I don't got the slightest idea. They can do whatever to you if you ain't supposed to be over there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I'm not going for that.
yeah.
Man, y'all got the wrong one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you got the wrong one. Watch out.
You jumped over the
Yeah, I jumped, they draw the guns down, you can do all that.
Yeah.
But you not about to, I'm not about to willingly stand here. Because
Right.
I've been told her, look, go on, because you can't help me from over here.
Right.
So I'm like, just go. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm about to do.
Right.
She crying, no, I can't leave you. Listen, man, you know what I'm saying? Go on out of here, because I'm about to get, I know what I'm about to do. As I see her get up them steps, I came through like a flashlight, flew past her. Jumped over that desk, they drew down. What's going on? I said, man, they trying to hold me against my will. That was the first time I was a proud American.
Proud American.
That was my first time being a proud American, man. You did?
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, y'all, hey, y'all can't let them take me over here, man. You know? So I signed y'all a little book or whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping. And then they seen down the line, cause people had remembered that. And I just came from Canada. So they was like, how you get over there?
Yeah.
I say, shh. I say, salute to Harriet Tubman.
Right, I know, right?
The underground. She
Yeah.
know that other smugglers route. I took the smugglers route.
That's crazy.
But I was over there. So,
So your plans, what's your plans going forward that you're trying to do?
So right now, me and salute to my partner Steve. We got a show called What's Next. We got Darius McCrary, Eddie Winslow.
Yeah, you interviewed them on your live, right?
Yeah, he hosting the show called What's Next, so we're gonna launch that. And then we got a show called Champions and Stars. We had Knockout for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Steve too. I want to big up him because, he's been in the family for 30 years, but we never had rock together business like mine. So I'm still in that terms of you can't push JoJo over, so don't mess with him at all. You know what I'm saying? Just stay away from him because I'm highly intelligent. I'm not the dumb muscle that some might think. You know what I'm saying? I'm highly intelligent. So if we're going to do business, we're going to do business. So for me, I'm like, okay, contracts and lawyers. So for Steve, he like, listen, we got Knockout for 4 years, a successful show. And now we're going to do, we got a new network called Impact. It's a black-owned company. Got 90 million homes. And we doing Champion Stars, so we start shooting the show. It's like HBO Showtime, Premier Boxing, a show like that. So we got 90 million homes, and we're gonna be launching that and we're gonna start shooting on the 4th of January.
Man, so that's big.
Yeah, so that's big. And then salute to my other partner, Marcus. We got the Grammy League podcast, so it's a setup like this, and I'll come back and forth. I can't sit in one place like that, but I'll do the business and get it situated and solidified, and I'm gonna do my part. I might don't be in here every day of the shooting, but I'm gonna send the artists, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my part, What
Yeah,
up,
so what's behind the Grammy League? I like the name.
Grammy League.
Oh, Grammy.
Yeah, Grammy League.
Oh, I think it's a Grammy.
Yeah, Grammy League. Yeah, Grammy League. So we got that sponsor. Salute to the sponsors. And this actually came today. Marcus, he handling that. So actually, we got our first 10 episodes done. So it's a big announcement with that too. January, we're about to do a big announcement. It's gonna be global, worldwide, syndicated, and all that. So I'm closing that deal out. That's all I really wanted to show, that I can broker deals, close deals, if you deal with me. You know what I'm saying? But they know that they couldn't give me the 60-30s and the 80-20s. I wasn't going for that. The 80 gonna be on my side if that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So when they can't jerk you, they just stay away from you. I remember getting called up to, I think Atlantic or Def Jam, one of them, but probably both. And they was like, man, we keep being asked about this movement. What movement? We trying to sign movements. Remember at one time, everybody wanted to move. So now we keep getting global gangsters, and you keep being the go-to man. So, but they was like, but the problem is, we doing our due diligence, and we heard like, as if y'all don't sell what y'all expect to sell, we gonna end up in the trunk. And I was like, nah, man. I'm like, you know, where I come from, it's called poor sportsmanship, and we not about poor sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? If we don't sell what we thought we was gonna sell, we just gotta grind harder until we do. So that was like a breath of fresh air, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could've, cause you don't never know how they look at you or perceive you. So I'm like, y'all could have told me that 6, 7, 8 years ago. You see what I'm saying? I done dumped all this money in here, cause of course it's like, I've been came to the point where y'all ain't rocking with me, cool. I'm still gonna come to wherever y'all at, you know, any award shows, I got front row seats, if there's money involved, we gonna be there. You see what I'm saying? So it never was, I couldn't be where I needed to be.
So you think by you, when you talking and the way you speak and the way you always, you know, try to mediate some things, you think that help change your perception?
I think so. That probably helped, because now you gotta realize if it's artists in the industry that's having issues and I'm getting called to mediate the situation, you know, them companies owe me, man. I need a check over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not for free. Once again, I got a consulting company, cut the check, and we can talk from that point. I mean, I done got calls from Jimmy Iovine down. All the presidents and vice presidents, every last one of them personally know me. And a lot of the situations I did handle right then and there because I was even around or involved closely, so it was nothing, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I said, even for those artists, if I got involved and y'all didn't kill each other or didn't go to jail or have to carry guns and all that because of what I've done, y'all should have stood on top of y'all labels to make sure I got compensated.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna keep going back to the compensation. It ain't about, I do good deeds all day long. But once again, y'all ain't shooting each other or shooting at each other, or it's not spiraling out of control because of my name. You see what I'm saying? So once again, all you feel like you should offer is some free tickets to a concert.
Yeah.
You playing me now.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? And then that was a problem too. A lot of guys want to do. I ain't gonna pull no wool over y'all eyes. A lot of guys wanted to do business with me, but they just didn't know how. They didn't want to feel like they was gonna say something that was humiliating or like. But I had to tell them once I was finding this out, because I'm like, something ain't, I knew just something ain't right, you know, and it was like, but we didn't know how to offer or so have the conversation. Just how you would have a conversation if something going on, have that conversation. Hey man, I need some management, how you want to handle it. Hey, what managements get 10, 15, 20, 25%? Which one of them percentages you comfortable with? Because I want my 25 because I know it's going to be worth it. You're going to be able to go wherever you want to go comfortably, talk your talk, whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, I don't have no throwaway niggas. And when I say niggas, it's negus, but it's niggas, N-E-G-U-S. That's the original word and it means king, and that's from Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say niggas, it's negus, but that's when I don't say the other derogatory term or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? When I speak on my brothers and say niggas, that's what I'm saying. Call them a king, but in the original form. You know, but even for Sinetta and them in that conscious community, I feel like it's a lot of scholars that come across there, and if Sophio-Africanus is where Africa name come from, why, and he was a Greek dude, why are we still calling ourselves Africans when we know that it's short for Sophio-Africanus and that ain't who we are, you know? So it's like, now I would say I'm a colored man. I go with the colored over saying black when we know the term of black in the dictionary. Like they breaking all this down, but you'll still hear them say I'm a black man. Well, like what? Like even when they say, okay, these pagan holidays, salute to the young brother Pharaoh. He broke the tree down, he broke it all down. You know, but some people feel like because he a curse, when he giving his delivery, you want to cut him off. No, you running. Listen to what he got to say. He the one did the due diligence to go read up on all this stuff. And he presenting the books and he presenting it. So one thing I loved about Hidden Colors, man, they didn't just tell you, they showed you. So for me, in my travels, it wasn't too much they can tell me because I went and synced it myself. You know what I'm saying? And then I was noticing, like, when I was in Ethiopia, I seen Mexico was donating what they call the baby heads. They was donating them heads back to the original place. But now that'll go to show you, if them heads was originally from Ethiopia, how did they make it all the way to Mexico? So our people was the truth, you know, still are the truth, but the segregation played effect back then, because you got Fulanis. Once you found out there was so many tribes, that's why we in the predicament we in today. Because slavery started with us, you know what I'm saying? So we don't do the white man game. Oh, the white man, no, we done that. He was a businessman. You got some people that I can hire to come help me build civilization. Here go your bread and your salt and whatever they was giving, and you let them people did, he just wasn't returning them. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it 100 when we gonna speak on it for real. Like if you got the Fulanis and the Mandinkas, if the Mandinkas beat the Fulani tribe, when the Portuguese came back around, whoever lost the battle, that's who was getting slaved. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't just like, you know, but that shouldn't have been happening. But I just feel like the motherland is called the motherland for a reason, because it's the creator of all human beings. So as a mother, she wants the best for you. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's how the natives of the motherland, that's how they all are. Like even if you go over there and it's doing prayer, you know, I was in synagogue and I'm seeing people leaving their money and everything, but it was time of prayer. So everybody leaving, and you know, it's still stragglers, some that's not Muslims. They stragglers, they could have easily came and just stole, man, wasn't nobody stealing or nothing, bro. Like,
wow.
That was amazing to me. Like, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With Akon's, I think auntie or uncle or whatever, but one, it's either his aunt and her husband, he owned like the buses that take the people on the tours or whatever, but man, he cuffed me like, man, you with me every day. You know what I'm saying? It was a Fulani president, had won that year. Man, I was in the, you know how you see in the movies in the bus and they setting fires in the middle of the street and all that. Like I was caught up in that.
What?
But I'm like, you know, I'm used to. I wasn't used to that, but I'm like, man. So it really was like I came from home to over here to witness that. So I done been in the hell of fire for real, you know, and they really just all fighting for what's right. Because a lot of them still comfortable with living in the bush. You know, that's all they know. They still comfortable with living in the bush, but those that came from the bush into population, now they aware of everything. So they like, hey man, you know, there's money coming over here and the roads ain't paved and all that. So that Fulani president that won, he had sent his son over to London or somewhere. He went to school to be a lawyer or something like that, but he wound up running up a check. He had like $1 billion or something crazy. And the man paved the roads. And you know what I love? It's a barter system. So come back to that, so it come right back to that compensating again. If you give them your hat, they might make you some bracelets or something.
Right.
But you can't just give them nothing and they take it and run off. They giving you something back.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So the barter system, man, it bring tears to your eyes, man, because because once you sit there, you eating amongst them and everything. And when you leave, bro, it just make you sad. Like a real reality, it make you come back home and just know you took a lot for granted. Because you seeing kids, man, like 4 years old, walking 2-3 miles to a pond to get water to bring it back to his village. And a well didn't even cost nothing but like $3,000, $5,000. And I just never speak on it, but I spent like $100,000 on wells over there. You know what I'm saying? I never to today. I hate I even just said it now because I didn't do it for the recognition. You know, so it's like I do a lot of give backs. I've been doing that forever. Give back to the community. I always done that.
I feel if you're not giving back to the community, you shouldn't be boasting that you're from that community. If you're getting money.
The problem some people having is when people video it. You know what I'm saying? That, yeah, I got all these clothes and I'm about to take it over here.
Yeah.
You looking for validation. You know what I'm saying? So why are you so that's why you're doing it. You're not doing that for the kindness of your heart. You know what I'm saying? So I was just telling a story. I was sitting in a barbershop and there was a family in there, wholesome family, but you could seem like, you know, wasn't no money in the family. And the daddy, he playing, he teaching his sons how to play chess. I'm really like, damn, I want to go ask, but I don't know how to play chess. I never really had patience to sit down that long. So I go, I see him teaching something. I'm looking at the kids like they got on Pro Wings or Payless type shoes. So I'm looking at little man, I can tell he had a haircut for like since school let out. And then I see he got on a school shirt. It's supposed to be white, but it looked gray. You know what I'm saying? So it's killing me in the inside though. You know, and I'm just trying to get a haircut and get out of here. But I'm watching this, so I'm like, man, so I'm looking at his feet, sizing them up. So I'm like, I get up, I ask my barber, I'm like, is you cutting them? He like, no. So I went to all the barbers, and the one that was like, oh yeah, that's my cousin, because I can see he got the IV hanging out his arm, the daddy. So he like, that's my cousin. I said, well, hey, call him over here, man. And I'm like, look, bro, I ain't getting in your business or nothing, but you know, I see your kids, shorty them look like they wear my size and shoes, and if it's okay with you, I want to give them something. So he's like, yeah, I appreciate that. Man, I gave that little boy about $30,000 worth of shoes. Gucci's, Louis, all the red bottoms. I was throwing everything in the bag. Because in my mind, y'all not going to roast him when he go to school or them when they go to school. Because I can see the mishaps, and I think that was just more of my thing of saying, I see the bullying, so I want to, once again, prevent it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all been talking about his school all day long, but he got on $1,000 pair of shoes. You see what I'm saying? And he can wear them, the 300, he can wear them all through the, you feel me? Different days. So I just was like, I just done that. But I hate I even spoke on that. But that was just me and dear to me though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of person that I know that I am. You know, even for my guys that's come home from the joint 15 years, 20 years, 26 years, all that. Like, I make sure they book straight. You know, when they come home, they need to style the kit, clothes and everything, make sure they good. And I think that means a lot to me too, because, you know, being incarcerated, I don't care if you're in there for 2 days, you're gonna know that that ain't the place for you to be. You know, so I know that you automatically crippled, and $20, $25, $50 is like $500. You know what I'm saying? It can get you a long way. You know, it can keep somebody from harming you or hurting you because you needing care packages from them, and then when you can't repay them, now your manhood taken them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I always told anybody, if it was something that did something with money and I had it, I'd never let my people suffer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always took the back road for my people for some odd reason. I just always been like that.
Callers, y'all calling 646-628-4264. Talk to JoJo Capone, 646-628-4264. A lot of people been with the calling number. Yeah, so you hire people in your company that just came home?
Yeah, of course. Who else gonna do it? I'm a felon, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta get somebody to hire me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just was bigging up my brother Steve, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't have to, he in the family crew for 30 years, but he friends with my other brothers. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying, with me, and he brought me right into the fold. You see what I'm saying? So I gotta salute him for that, because the average person not doing that. And I know everybody, billionaires, millionaires, and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, why is y'all numbers even in my phone? So I went through that, delete. Like, I can't just consciously know I have you in my phone. Yeah. But if you need me, you definitely gonna call. But if I call you, you gonna hit me with a script or something, man. I ain't got time for that, man.
Yeah, I tell people that, like, it means nothing.
Yeah, salute to Kevin Childs and my brother Delson too. We supposed to do the executive produce the soundtrack for the Crack Era book. Kevin Childs documentary. Yeah, his book is you know, supposed to do the soundtrack for it.
Oh yeah?
Plus, not only that, going back to what you're saying, like a lot of brothers coming home and you be looking out for them and stuff. You know, a lot of brothers like to have people around them that know they've been through the struggle that you've been through.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You feel more comfortable around dudes that, like, you know,
like-minded.
You know what I'm saying? Like-minded, exactly. You know, opposed to, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's how that go too. You know, 'cause I know I was in certain situations back in the day, and I wanted to be around dudes that understand where I came from, opposed to them other dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And could you click better like that, right?
But I mean, and then you know how some people be feeling like dudes will do these interviews and they never be having nobody to back up what they saying. Like, man, they probably lying. He ain't looking out for nobody. But like y'all say, dudes will talk all this and then say, don't post them till they leave and all that. You know, but it's bear witness with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody will tell you, like, I'm sitting here now, I get calls from lifers, you know what I'm saying? My brothers them doing life, and one just came home 26 years. My cousin right here just, what you did, 13?
Yeah,
13. Buzz, he just come home. He just came home. He up there from Philly, salute.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we trying to put it together, man. You know, they always got space with me. If it's a conversation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you know, that stick get heavy. You can't carry everybody like
Right.
but play your part. I'm gonna do my part, you know what I'm saying? But for some odd reason, you wind up having to do 100%. But if it's for the better, cool. And that's how it is with me. If I gotta do 100% of the job, a lot of times I've done it. You know what I'm saying?
So you and your partner Steve, yeah, that's the only business y'all doing right now together? Cause I think
That's huge.
That's
That's
on
not,
one.
yeah, that's already done. Like
That's
he
on one.
actually was supposed to come. Yeah, so that's already done. The TV network, all that's done. We had Paradigm too. No, so it's actually two. We had Paradigm, they like the top 3 booking agency in the world. You know, so we can get you good representation. Like if y'all needed representation to have this in a movie, Hollywood film, like that's what they would do. Get you placed and stuff like that. So he just did a deal with Janet Jackson in Vegas. What is called the residency.
Residency,
He
yeah.
just did it. So we working, man. We working.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
So,
Yeah, we work. So put it like this. My thing was from pumping poison in the neighborhood, I never was grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I knew I was accustomed to a way of living. You know, if you can make millions in the street illegally, I'm frantic now because I'm in a position to make millions legally without all that extra, you know, when they kicking the door in and your phone tapped and all that. Like I don't even entertain them type of conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the laws, they're changing up so much. You don't even know what a person got going on his phone, but if he calling you to say hello and how did that taste, you just took him to dinner because he had just came home, but you don't know he informing.
Yeah.
And that how did it taste meant you take some work. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's crazy out here. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, and I just feel like in these politicians, they allowing that to happen. You know, and people wasn't paying attention. I think Dr. Claude Anderson, if I believe, he's just on the Breakfast Club. He was kicking some game. He 83, 85 years old. You think he 24, man. He's spitting. Like, you know, so that's what intrigues me. That's what I'm interested in. Listen, I'm still one of them listen and take heed from your elders. You know what I'm saying? So that's
It's not like the stories from the old times.
Yeah, it's nothing like
It's nothing like
and I got all like my aunt Minnie, his mother, I called her Mama Soprano. She knew everything. Never went out. She ain't gotta walk out the house. Anything went on in Harlem and beyond, she know what's going on. You know, so that was my heart, man. You know, so yeah. So you know, I'll slide up under the elder quick. Give me the game. Tell me. Just let me feel that vibe. You know what I'm saying?
keep it grounded.
Yeah, man. You just see. These people was walking from Memphis and Mississippi up to Chicago. Picture that. Walking from here to Connecticut.
Yes.
Walking.
That's
like,
crazy.
come on, man. So, with babies and all that on your back. Our people have been through some stuff. And they saying, because Dr. Claude, he actually just spoke on why the 40 acres and a mule and $100. That's what it was. 40 acres, a mule, and $100 that the people were supposed to get. So it's crazy. It's tripped out.
So is there anything that we didn't touch on that you want to share?
There be so much going on. It's like whatever you want to speak on and talk about, it's an open book for me. You know what I'm saying?
So now you're in New York. I see you got a lot of Teamsters with you right here, you know? I'm saying what y'all getting into, man?
Well, actually, Bugs, could they come around? Or how they can come?
It's up to you,
we
man.
come around, Bugs, and introduce us.
It's up to you, man.
He came up here from Philly, man,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So we
Yeah.
put him on.
All the flavor on this camera.
Yeah. I ain't seen nobody spit up here yet, huh?
Oh, I'm not people spit.
They been spitting.
Yeah, all the
Man,
time.
you know, I'm bringing the real
You see
hog,
Gruff
man.
already
Yeah,
did it.
Gruff did his thing. I'm bringing the real hog.
got spit
man. Yeah, what?
I say, you play a song or
That
something?
man a Genzu, man.
Let's play
We
something.
don't need
Don't
no
play
beat.
something.
We
Don't
don't
need
need no
no beat?
beat.
Okay.
Yeah, my boy, he beats off his, he just came home.
Yeah.
All right, okay, let me hear something.
My boy, awesome right here. You gotta choose the next
Introduce
thing.
yourself.
Let me hear something.
What's going on, world? You know, this my name Wait and See, man. You know, this big bro Bugs, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Tell the room.
Tell the rooms, that's the
Act
vibe,
like
man. Listen, if we ain't at the party ain't right, you know. So we bringing good vibes, we bringing party vibes. And, you know, we gonna turn up this year, man. We gonna turn up 2020.
Let me hear how special you is.
I mean, something.
Yeah, they need to hear how special
With
you is.
his music, I ain't no front. It's incredible. With the beats, but like just live, he can do his thing live.
We got a beat for you. Come on.
Because you know he be on. He's still like yeah. He got.
Now
his-
we got
You South Philly?
Oh, he can play the
Yeah,
beat.
no doubt.
Yeah, let's play something.
All right.
You play something,
On
Kennedy?
your phone, you want
I
to
tell
Dr. Pass
on roll.
do both. Do both. Do raw
pass me the
and then
phone.
play something with the beat so they can hear where he coming from. So I say like that, Roddy Rich, A Boogie with the hoodie, that sound, that vibe.
Yeah.
That's his way.
So
All right, we gonna hear
it's
something.
called Crushing on You. I say
I got
hold it for me. Yeah, let's go. I say baby, I'm crushing on you, crushing on you. Yeah, baby, I'm crushing on you, crushing on you. Yeah, you. Slim, thick, nice lips, ooh, they popping, girl. Tight grip, nice fit, ooh, you got it, girl. Texting, let's talk about it, girl. Ooh, 'cause I'm crushing. I got a thing for pretty women, expensive and it's a rockin' and miss. Yeah, loosen up, talk that shit, all good vibes, she about to give in. And I'm looking in your eyes, got me in another zone. I really love your smell, what's the name of your perfume? And she know I'm an artist and she say she love my music. Y'all nigga press that play button, no starting, I get to it. I bust a liquid squad, put some chokers around my neck, I'm busting every charm. Tatted all over my face, I'm tatted on my arms. She like, OMG, he got it, she gon' let me bomb. Watching out for Gloria, I told her hold the bomb. I'm still jugging and finessing. It's the snap we dripping on him, she see how I'm flexing. I know I'm gonna taste that pussy, ain't no second guessing. I'm crushing, yeah, baby, I'm crushing on you, crushing on you. Yeah, baby, I'm crushing on you, crushing on you.
You might have to hold about. You can't give all of it.
You
You can't give all of it.
Don't give
Not all of it. It's just
Wait and
Don't
see.
give them all up.
Yeah,
You already
yeah,
know,
yeah,
man.
Let's
Turn
talk
up.
about it.
Yeah.
He pulled
My
up.
boy, the building,
We got it.
Fill me in all of
Come on,
man.
Come on, bro. Give me something. Give me something. Give us something.
Yeah,
Give him
yeah.
something.
I spent nights
Cash,
in that
over here.
cinema contemplating letting funds go.
That's right.
Left a little starter money, just for when I come home. Lost some I won some, see friends turn to foes. A bitch will fuck your mans on you, hoes gonna be hoes. My baby mama instigating, bitch I ain't into hating. Niggas out there front balling, thinking I was getting caken. They ain't trying to pick me off, me I was litigating. Didn't about the walking trial, then I got my sentence straightened. Niggas hit conspiracy, football numbers, 50 years. Nigga I'm a man's man, nigga I ain't in the tears. Rather be a dead devil than be the one that live in fear. Die for my fucking kids, nigga go and get the cheer. Nigga it be murder. Murder on these painted walls, headshots, bodies on the dresser, legs dangling off. Nigga, I'm a shooter, the illest you ever came across. The case is always open still. Nigga, I would name them all. Fuck it, let me name one off. Remember Lil Vic in them? Caught that fuck nigga slipping, left the whole clip in them. Nigga had an overbite, got a lot of lip in them. Nigga, I'm a D-boy, but niggas set the pick on them. Nigga, I'm a Harlem nigga, French zipping them. Nigga smell my arm, bitch smell the greenery. TNT ran up on me, shoulda had a key with me. Illegal search and procedures, the judge gave me leniency. Bailed out, came home, bitches trying to clean to me. Paul Castellano niggas can't hang with me. Home on that furlough, about to let that bird go. Frontin' like Pearl Rock, better than that Pearl go. JoJo Capone, get on that ball, man, you know what we on. The beat, we in the street, man, good vibes, that's what we doing all day. Good Lord, man. Wicked shit, man.
We
turned up, man.
My man, turn
Holy
up.
shot, you know what we doing. Act like it, nigga.
Absolutely. Global gangsters. Okay, let's clap for the brothers. Let's clap for the brothers. Yeah. Okay, I see.
I know y'all probably had some people come up, but they come up like they
And
came
that was hard. That was hard. You got that.
Yeah, man.
You got that, baby.
Yeah, they can come come with some
I see
A&R
that.
checks. I take an A&R check. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sitting in the office.
Yeah, we ain't greedy. We ain't
You know,
greedy.
I ain't sitting in
Yeah,
the
you ain't
office.
sitting way too long, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
We got it.
I
That's,
see
you know,
that.
that's Harlem.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, you know how they do.
send me y'all revolver.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good look there, man.
Yeah, man.
B1, B9.
Absolutely. He's spitting that
Subscribe,
fire.
hit that like button.
Absolutely.
Hit that like, get this interview up here, man. Hit that like button.
Exactly.
He dropped Joe and his people dropped a lot of knowledge there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they be telling put the beat on. We don't need the beat.
We don't need the beat.
We don't need no beat. We give it to y'all capella.
There
Make
it
the
is.
beat off the chest.
Official.
Raw.
Chest.
Yeah, when you
Uncut.
lick
Yeah,
this, you
official.
ain't gotta practice.
You ain't gotta hide behind the beat.
Absolutely. Not when you lick this.
Exactly. So Joe, man, so what's next, man? What's going on, man?
Well, like I say, January the 4th, we shooting Champions and Stars. You know, new series, TV series. We got What's Next. You know, we got Grammy League podcast. I do my IG live, Keeping It Real with JoJo Capone podcast on the IG on live, and I do
What days is that?
talk about the Tuesdays at Favorite Flow Friday. So that's what you will witness on Favorite Flow Friday. What they just said.
So yeah, Favorite Flow Fridays.
Yeah, and talk about it
Talk
too.
about it Tuesday.
Yeah, and I got
And the Grammy League, what days that gonna be on?
Grammy League. Once I do the deal come January, then I'll be able to tell you. You know,
Right,
I
right.
interview y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is,
You know,
yeah, it
bring
is.
y'all in and speak on it. And then that way y'all can say y'all was the first to know about it. Like so this is
Yeah, yeah,
Y'all
exclusive. We get exclusive.
Exclusive, okay.
Y'all heard the Big 139 exclusive.
That's right, my man JoJo Capone.
Salute my man Gio too, man. Gio.
Gio in the building.
Gio in the building.
Absolutely.
40th.
You know?
Salute to all my guys in 40, man.
Uh-huh.
East side of Harlem, west side,
Yeah.
up the hill, down the hill.
Yeah, we gotta shout out K Slade too, you know?
Yeah, we got some
Slate.
case Slate.
We told Slade about you yesterday. He was like, yeah, that's my man.
Yeah.
Real
Slate.
quick.
Yeah, Slate, we me and Slate, what, 20, 30 some years in?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Polo ground.
So tell everybody your links, man.
JoJo Capone, the #1 on Instagram. JoJo Capone on Facebook. Twitter is at Global Gangsters, the correct spelling, and at Global G DJs, and act like an ENT on Twitter. It's like 3 Twitter handles. I don't like Twitter. I never liked Twitter.
Oh, man, that's why I was gonna say, you got 3, I
I
don't
don't
like
got that
one.
much time, you know what I'm saying? But salute this boss lady because she run them all, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't yeah, man.
I don't understand it myself.
He doing big things, you gotta get behind him.
Absolutely, you got a lot
You know
going
what I'm
on. It's
saying?
an entrepreneur right here, giving back to the community everywhere, all over the world.
Because one thing he said before we go, and I always say this, it's different when.
Hey brothers over there, hey brothers, we holding an interview over there. You know that on and off camera. You know what? We doing an interview over here, man. You can hear us? Mean boy. Hey man, don't bring that Jersey Rockets over here, man. Man, Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna race horses and all that. We got stables, we got horses too. We got horses down south.
Okay, there you go.
Mean boy racing.
That's right.
Stallions, money in that.
Yeah.
Quarter
Lot of
horses.
money.
Quarter horses.
Yeah, quarter horses?
Yeah, no thoroughbreds, just quarter
Well, that's
horses.
different, man.
Yeah.
That's a different lane right there, man.
Almost.
You got your hands in a lot of things, man.
Last year at the race, horse stepped on my foot.
You can't sue me.
You can't sue yourself. So I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your hands in a lot of things there, but
Yeah, man.
it's just through though.
I mean, like I say, if you can put the time and energy into pumping the poison in the neighborhood, when you see you want your people to live and want your people around, you gonna put that energy into something positive. You know what I'm saying? So if I knew I could make $1 million a month or 6 months, you know, pumping the poison, I can make that same amount of money racing these horses. I can make that same amount of money on these on the TV series. You see what I'm saying? Like right now the goal is to try to make $1 million a month with the TV series. You feel me? So if we get that, that's good money for them. You know, so
Everybody eat well.
yeah, everybody eat, man. You know, I'm employing all mine.
That's
I don't
right.
need no background check. As long as you ain't a snitch or a pedophile, you good with me.
Yeah,
You
it
can
is.
be argumentative, you can do all that. Cause
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you in Bora getting the full body massage like some players, by some beautiful women. You ain't gonna be thinking about arguing with nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna
So
be
you
too
gotta
relaxed.
take us out of our environment and show us something different.
Something different.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, you can't promise me the world and mail me a globe. You gotta let me go see it.
Exactly.
So, you know, for
Yeah.
right now, you know, I can't take everybody with me, but they can live vicariously through me through Instagram. You know, because I'm gonna post it now. I'm gonna show them this super kicker that I be doing. You know?
Exactly.
And that's another thing. A lot of people get money and they be scared to spend it because they feel like people gonna ask them for something or whatever. And my motto is, if you don't help me make it, you ain't gonna help me spend it.
Exactly.
I'll post $1 million on this table right now, but my phone better not ring. If you ain't help me make it.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
I give to who I want to give to. You don't dictate who I give to. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna make me feel less of a man for
Right.
not doing this or that for somebody that's basically begging. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't have no respect for
Here we
it.
go, Chaz.
We was doing acapella and through
Yeah, I wanted to hear him on the track
We
real
definitely
quick.
got the,
Yeah, this is my story, you know what I'm saying?
Come on
Yeah.
through. Come on.
I mean,
Nah, we gonna play his track real
Oh, we're gonna play it for him. Okay.
I ain't never run, I flip up, gun you down. I remember days in them trenches trapping with the road. When that one popped off, I seen niggas stop coming round. All I had was me, myself, and 2 clips for that 40. Yeah, I told my mama that it'll be just fine. Mama, I got it, just give me time. I put the gang on the map, that's on my life. All we gotta do is stay alive. Stay solid, 10 toes, small circle, kinfolk, that's who I want around me. My homie told he sold his soul to PC in the county. He ain't my wardy no more. And if you love me, you gon' want me to blow. I go on route, mama, I'm chasing this dope. Said fuck them E-bombs, they killing me slow. Oh, he a killer, even killers get smoked. Scope out the block, lay on the op, and we gon' get him for show. Bro told me focus on the music, he gon' let that shit blow. They be pump faking with the fake love. Them bad bitches only want you when you caked up. I'm grinding hard, no sleep, gotta stay up. Them guns killers at the same time, they saved us. I ain't never run, I flip up, gun you down. I remember days in them trenches trapping with the rollers. When that war popped off, I seen niggas stop coming round. All I had was me, myself, and 2 clips for that 40. Yeah, I told my mama that we'll be just fine. Mama, I got it, just give me time. I put the gang on the map, that's on my life. All we gotta do is stay alive. For the family, you know I gotta grind harder. Got a son now, so I gotta grind smarter. Show him how to move right. Gotta put them rules in him. Look me in my eyes, I swear to God, I see the goon in him. I'm gonna raise him, cause the streets raised me though. Grandfather tried to keep me out the streets though. Daddy in and out them jobs, it was like he died. Ass whippers didn't work, mama even tried. 15, I'm strapped with a stick on a strip fry. Got into my first shootout, I knew that I would ride. Then my first bid came home on the same time. Did a couple more drills, then I got my face bombed. Squad, I ain't never run, I flip up, gun you down. I remember days in them trenches trapping with the rollers. When that war popped off, I seen niggas stop coming round. All I had was me, myself, and 2 clips for that 40. Yeah, I told my mama that it'll be just fine. Mama, I got it, just give me time. I put the gang on the map, that's on my life. All we gotta do is stay alive.
Okay.
good vibes, man, all good vibes.
That was
You already know what it is?
absolutely.
Thank you, I appreciate y'all, man, with all my heart. I
All day,
Nah,
brother.
definitely,
All
no
day.
love, you know what I'm saying?
Welcome
That's
home,
like
brother.
huge for me, man, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Nah, definitely, man.
Absolutely.
No, you travel, man. You
Wait
know
and
what it is.
see. Wait and see is his name.
Wait and see.
Wait and see.
That was a track from my
Look
man,
up
Wait
that-
and See.
Look up that music. Where's the
Exactly.
social media links?
I'm on wait and see _ trail, you know what I'm saying? The link in the bio, man, I gave it to him SoundCloud, I gave him some SoundCloud work, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I gave it to him, I showed some love, and gave it to him on SoundCloud. I got 7 tracks on SoundCloud. Just go to my bio, click link in bio, Got some good vibes, man. I got some good songs for the women too. I got some songs y'all love, man.
You working already, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, bro.
Only been home, what, 30 days? 30 days.
And he spell it W8, the letter N, S-E-E, underscore trail, T-R-E-L-L. Wait and see, you know what I'm saying?
We gonna support that.
Okay.
W-A-N-C, S-E-E, underscore trail.
Let's get it, y'all.
Let's clap one more time for the brother, man. Show some love, man. Right. So Joe, man, can you tell them what podcast show you on Harlem right now, man?
Oh, one of the best, man, the B139.
Oh,
There we go.
Sugar Hill's got money.
Sugar Hill.
You see, I got on the balloon diamond, man. Right. Sound, man.
That's not Harlem, that's
Yeah,
a
balloon
balloon, huh?
diamonds,
Balloon
man.
strike
Rob
people.
Bass in here, man. But I got Harlem Rob with me. I ain't got Rob
Oh,
Bass.
there it is.
Yo, last but not least, man, I want to give a big shout out to International JoJo, man,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's leading by example, man. He's inspiring
Come over
these
here,
children,
man. Come on,
these
man. Let me
kids,
see
man.
that.
I want to keep it
Say that one more time, man. Say that one more
110%.
time.
You know, my buzzing, man, leading the right way, leading by example, man. This shit is real action, man. He's been in our lives, man. Been very supportive of what he's doing, not just supportive for one artist, but all the artists around the world. If you need a real general, somebody that's really doing real good business, man, and actually gonna be supportive of their artists, come fuck with the team. We doing the right things over here. We provide for our family. We all we got. I love you for free.
There it is.
Absolutely.
Okay, Pat.
You know that authenticity, man. That know that.